Hello, hello. I bet nobody's going to join me today because I haven't been live in so long. It's crazy. All right. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'm alive. That's number one, if you even care. And number two, I have some announcements to make. Okay. Lots of new stuff coming. I know you guys are used to me giving you lots and lots of content. And I've kind of backed off and went MIA for a hot minute. It's for no reason other than I feel crazy, literally crazy. But hang on just a second. So my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP, and I help parents like you gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meetings. And I love the fact that I have taught and been able to mentor and be the mentor of so many amazing parents out there that have seriously become the CEO of their IEP meetings. And, I'm going to start bringing them live with me to help guide other parents that may be feeling in the rut, I guess you could say, of not that having that confidence, because you too can master it. All right. It's a practice makes perfect, and knowing the formula that works. Okay. And different things work for different people, and that's okay. So what's important is that we absorb it, and all things IEP don't stay foreign, right? So that's key. So if you are new to catching me live, post a 1 below. If you're an oldie but goodie, post a 2 below. Okay. Tell me where you're from if you'd like to offer that. And definitely join my Facebook group. It's weird. A lot of people are steering towards TikTok, and don't get me wrong, I'm on TikTok. Make sure to follow me. I do post some of my TikTok stuff over here, not all of it, but some of it. And it's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with TikTok, so definitely follow me over there. But the biggest thing, guys, is knowing what you're doing in that meeting. All right. And that comes with my number one announcement. So my membership does launch like it has. It's kind of been in the works in May. All right. So like I told you guys initially, I'm doing things a little bit different. All right. So it's a membership for parents, teachers, and anybody who wants, number one, information in regards to all things special education, IEP based. 504s is not so much my thing, but I take people from 504 to IEP, okay? Or from 0 to IEP. But I'm not a fan of 504s unless it's absolutely necessary. But typically, an IEP is warranted in most cases. Not all, but most. You get a lot more with an IEP, okay? Because IEPs are under 504, plus you get more things, okay? So you will, in the membership that I have launching, just so you guys know, you will be getting a ton of my products, okay? Absolutely free. And what I mean by that, all right? So a lot of people have said, well, what is this first email that you have that everybody just gives you their FERPA request and everybody just, schedules that IEP meeting and all of these things? Well, you're going to get that. The other thing that you're going to get is how to write an appropriate FERPA request and everything that you need to put in it. It's not one of those things, oh, I want my child's records, please send them to me. It's not like that. You want to itemize each and every last thing, down to recordings. You don't know if they've recorded. They may say they didn't, but ask for it. FERPA is different from FOIA, so you're going to find out what FOIA is and how that works. You're going to find out about mediations and IEPs and all these things so that you have them right at your fingertips, okay? All the things that you're like, okay, well, how do you do this? How do I go about this? How do I respond to the teacher? How do I respond to this? I have a parent that just messaged me and said, what's going on? Here's their exact words. her exact words was, she was kind of a little frank about it. What the hell's going on? I don't know what's going on with the school. Another incident happened. I forwarded you an email, blah, blah, blah. All right. So if things are happening at the school and you need to respond, okay, immediately, okay, and you're not sure what to say to get, because I always say, if you're going to write an email, you got to have a purpose, not just to put out air. You want to make sure that something's going to happen from that email, okay? You want to make sure that there's going to be a reaction. Either you're going to get something back, you're going to get a response back, something's going to happen from the email, okay? If not, y'all be talking on the phone, seeing what you did last night and who ate what for dinner. We're not doing that, right? We want something back, or we want to provide something, right? So we want a reaction, all right? So those are the type of emails you need to know how to write. So a lot is going into this membership on top of, yes, you will get me. One of the cool things that I'm putting into play is, number one, I am going to allow parents to record their IEP meetings, or who records their IEP meetings. And if they want to play it for the group on the call, live Zoom, not like this, on a Zoom, a portion of it, and say, what did I do wrong? Can you help me? What did I say wrong? What could I say different? I feel like I totally bombed this IEP. So you'll have that place to come back to and, have that shoulder to cry on. And then me, the other parents that maybe be your shoulder to cry on, I'll be the person that says, okay, this is what you got to do. Okay. So that is my take on it. Another cool thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that, not only am I going to teach you how to, I don't want you walking into IEP meetings anymore. I don't want you walking into them anymore. I want you to go, yes, Skylar. I want you guys to make sure that you do it online. Don't go in anymore. All right? Do what I do and have all your paperwork and everything in front of you and have a mess and be comfortable. Have your pens and papers. And look, I got every single highlighter in the book. I got my gum. I got my drinks. This guy thinks it's funny. I've got it all. Look, I got oranges. I got it all. All right. I got candy. Look, I got candy. I'm all prepared for my IEP meetings. All right. I got my nail file. What else I got? I got my essential oils. I got my lip gloss and my mascara. Yes, this is the stuff that I have beside me. All right. No, I got my hand sanitizer. All right. So do it at home. Feel comfortable. Okay. So that's number one. So I teach you how to go into your IEP and just kick some butt. All right. No, that doesn't mean fighting. All right. Believe it or not, I did a huge turnaround from last year. It's so crazy, but I still have the fights. I do. But last year during COVID, I had 293 IEP meetings. I was way crazy overwhelmed. I got to count how many I did this year. I think I might have outdid myself. I think I did more. I got to count them. But the crazy thing is I don't know. Things came out. I've had, they take time. Things take time. I tell my parents the goal is to have a rockin' IEP. I don't care if it takes 15 times. You want to rock an IEP. There's no rush. But it's just been a lot easier this year. I always get what I want. I know that sounds cocky and whatever, but in all honesty, I'll take cocky when it comes to getting kids what they need and what's appropriate, and they make educational success. So you know what? I'm okay with that one. But yeah, I don't back down. I go for it. And I don't mess around. But this year, I feel like I've had tons of wins because I've opened up to teams more. and let them know more about me, because I could be very closed off. Okay. So, and I can come across as this royal bitch, just being honest. But I'm not. And so the whole purpose, everybody who knows me knows this, that I'm super passionate. I fought tooth and nail for my own daughter for 6.5 years when the district failed her. And, that's done a complete turnaround. And I wanted to help other parents. And that's kind of where I started decade ago. And since, it's interesting how, as an advocate, and how I'm now launching into, okay, maybe next year have a little bit less IEP meetings because I'm going to be training parents. It's interesting how, that's going to be a struggle for me because I love being in the meetings. But I think it's going to be more successful because I have so many people wanting to be trained to be advocates. I even have my friends who are some teachers who are like, I want out. I want a new career. I want something different, kind of thing. Not that we want to lose teachers, but, the teachers are wanting to do something different. And so, I'm all for it if they're not happy, and, I even have a couple admins who are on board, who are wanting to, that they're done with their time. Skylar, enough. Okay. I don't know. So one of the biggest things is, being happy with what you do. And so anybody who wants to make that transition into learning to become an advocate. So it's not just about law. All right. So I've showed this book a couple times. You're going to get all the knowledge and everything in law. All right. But that's not what I want to 100% teach you. I want to teach you how to be that person to get your child what they need. All right. Where I'm sitting at the computer and I'm listening, like I did today, on, evaluations and going through things, and knowing the right questions to ask, how to highlight things, what to highlight, what not to highlight, what to underline. If you're color clear, I underline things, I highlight them, for different purposes. You're going to find your own flair and flow. But there's key things and reasons for it. I'm going to teach you all about sticky notes. All right. And why sticky notes come in handy, and why you're going to use them, and how you don't want to use them for the wrong things. All right. And how you want to use those smaller sticky notes for certain things. I'll give you an example. All right. So this is a file that I'm finishing up a complaint, which is why I've been busy. But this is what I will do to documents. All right. Can you see it? So I will do stuff like that. All right. All right. And my parents are totally fine with me showing you guys stuff. They sign for that, thank goodness, because they have wanted people to learn, and they're okay with that. So the other thing you're going to learn is how to say things in the right way. That may sound weird. So you're an adult. I'm an adult. We all know what to say, but it's how to say things in the right way to get the response that you want in order to gain information. And that's what you need. You're gathering. I teach this in my big course, where you're hunting and gathering. All right. You're hunting down information, gathering that information, you put it together, and there's your story. I tell parents sometimes you become an attorney and you're not an attorney. Okay. And you just don't have to practice the law other than with your child. But it's true. What do? Think about it. They gather information. All right. And they use that information. Right. And so that can be a good thing or a bad thing. But In this, it's a good thing because it's for your child and it's not a vindictive thing. It's not a malice type thing. It's hey, I'm getting the information I need in order to support my child and give them everything in the world that is needed and appropriate in an educational setting so that they can make success and make educational success. All right, which is the goal. All right. Making sure and ensuring that your child is getting the appropriate services and making sure that you are looked at as an expert at the table, as an equal team member, just like everybody else, because you are just as much an expert on that child as anybody else. But in reality, you are more of an expert on that child than anybody else. Okay. So, and that's one of the things that I'm going to teach too, that I did a lot of soul searching with this year. All right. And it was hard. Which was learning how to give credit where credit is due, but then also making sure that the parents felt the same. All right. Not me, them. All right. So I was initiating that relationship to where they are now taken seriously as equal team members, not, oh, you have an advocate. So I was joining in that process. And it's something I'm super happy about because it has really been successful. And, parents need to feel that sense of self and that sense of, hey, I'm making a difference here for my child. I'm advocating for my child and not being looked at as a joke. All right. We all know how that probably feels, right? I know I do when, I first got started out and, none of us want to not be heard when it comes to our kids. All right. Or that whole, you think you're being heard, but nothing seems to happen. Right. We want to put an end to that very quickly. All right. And anything that is brought up, suggested, is taken into consideration. There's a conversation that is had, and there may be negotiation going on, and that's something that's really important. All right. It is a negotiation. All right. Not that your child is something that there's things in their education that's negotiable. All right. But there's always something up for negotiation. All right. And in my PPPN system, which is trademarked and registered, it's plan, prepare, present, persuade, and negotiate only if you have to. All right. But the thing is, working together, it's that give and take, but it's knowing your stuff enough to bring them and convince them that, okay, yeah, she's right. And then want to say that. All right. It not be like a win kind of thing. All right. It's a win for the child, but it's them taking you seriously, you having that respect for them and that dialogue going on. Like I'll talk to speech therapists and OTs and, I talked to a psychologist today. And don't get me wrong. I mean, there are ones that I'm just like, they're a joke. This is a joke, like this is ridiculous, but who isn't out there that you could say that about every once in a while, right? So for the most part, most of them in a conversation, there is good dialogue and there is that learning of one another, because I don't have IEP meetings where you go, it's an hour, have a nice day, and the IEP's put together. There's no way in hell. I couldn't even get through like the first page of present levels in an hour. All right. So present levels take me a whole 3-hour IEP meeting. And that's if we're getting along, and that's if we're working together, because everything, you got all of your evaluations, you got input from the teacher, input from parents, you have different things that are going into present levels, the past evaluations as well, like things in the evaluations. I want certain things that are in the evaluations word for word, copy and paste that stuff. I want all kinds of things in those present levels. I want it to paint that picture of that child, that if your neighbor picked up that IEP, that a picture of that child is there, that there's an understanding of what that child can and cannot do. And because of, goes to, my present levels course that had come out this fall. If you don't have solid, I say on point present levels, it's a done deal. Done deal. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't even have my comments on. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Hi, Kim. How are you? Hi, Bill. Hey, Janet. Leanne and Kim. Yeah. So one of the things that I want, really put out there is, when we have Erin on here. Let's just go with her. Okay. She has a new IEP that we're putting together. And this was a long time coming. I mean, it's been a long time. Kim and Bill can tell you that. It doesn't happen overnight. But when they're put together the right way, then there's that okay, thank goodness. All right, because you can only screw it up so much. All right. And I say, just bring me back in. Let me look at the IEP. Let me look it over. Let's fix it. Little things here and there, and we're good. Versus put the whole thing together, right? We have Janet, we're having to fight. And we're at that point of bring it. Seriously, bring it, people. I want to take this school district down. And this is one that I will say, I want to take them down. I want to go to the paper. I want to do it all because I want to take them down. But there's other school districts like Erin's where I couldn't stand them. Oh my gosh. The director of special education and I, we went at each other like we were going for each other's throats, literally. And I still can't stand him. He's a cocky son of a bitch. But bottom line, California has this thing called SELPA, and this director is awesome. We seem to think in line with one another. My dogs are going crazy because there's people outside. And smooth sailing. She doesn't talk a whole lot in the meetings other than to kind of reiterate what I've said or what's being said or what's going on, And not once has she disagreed with me. Not once. Zero. So that's what's important. Okay. But it took a minute to come around, and that's how it always seems to be. But if you don't fight, all right, sometimes you don't have to. Okay. Hi, Leanne. How are you? Sometimes you don't have to, but most of the time you do. All right. I like those SELPA people. Like California has these SELPA people. I like the SELPA people. They are like the advocate friends. All right. Now they don't come in and like do the whole advocating. You still got to know your stuff. I'm still the one talking in the meeting, but she supports everything I've said, Now, how would it go if a parent didn't really know what they were doing? I don't know, because she didn't run the meeting or anything like that, but she was great. I liked her. But I mean, most states don't have that. I still can't stand New York. Can't stand them. I'm dealing with Connecticut right now. They were assholes in the beginning, for real. I mean, they were jerks. But we had a meeting today and they came around. But then again, I had to have words with the assistant principal. I had to email the director and put him back in check and tell him to do his job. And, then all of a sudden, he's saying, I'd love to speak with you. Here's my cell phone number. And, but it does start out, in that way, of like, all right, this is what's happening. This is what you're doing. This is why you're doing it. And this is the law. Okay. This is what it says. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that is against the law, special education law. And, I'm not going to ask you to do anything just because. I'm going to ask you to do things in accordance to special ed law, and you're going to follow the rules. All right. You're going to give the parents the evaluations and the paperwork that they need before the IEP meeting. You're going to give them the meeting notice that 2, 3, or 5 days, whatever the state law is in your state, in advance. You know, you're going to have respect for the parent and not treat them like they don't know anything. And you're not going to just run the show and then me come into play and look at the IEP and you gave the child nothing that they need. You didn't recommend anything. All right. Now, this team that I'm dealing with in Connecticut, they still have another thing coming, y'all. They do. All right. We had a nonverbal child that they haven't even recommended an AAC device. Hasn't even come out of their mouth. Parents did a IEE on their own. So really it wasn't an IEE, but it was an outside evaluation. Amazing evaluator. Oh my God. I got to have her come live with me sometime because she's so good. She's in Connecticut. And I mean, she said straight up when I talked to her, because I wanted to go over the evaluation so I could present it for her, but it ends up where she's going to present it for herself, which is awesome. And the first thing she said was, the school district says that he's nonverbal, but they haven't even recommended an AAC device. They are underserving him, was her exact words. And she was suggesting that, you know, he needs to have an appropriate education plan and he needs to have this and that. And I'm like, yes, this is the kind of psychologist I want to work with. You know, this is the type of person that I want on a child's side, you know, because her evaluation was great and it wasn't.
Those are all trash.
Those are all trash?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see them. Come here.
Yeah.
Anybody need toys? Okay. So let's see. So she's getting rid of toys so that, can you guys see this? It's like, whatever. Okay, here. You can see it down here. So she's getting rid of toys. Anybody want toys? Because she's wanting new toys. So you want all these gone, Sky?
Yeah.
Anybody else's child like these things? Who's this? Moana?
Yeah.
You don't want her?
Oh, Moana.
You could braid her hair. Anybody need toys?
Yeah.
Look at all this. It's like a bucket, y'all. Look at this. Can you see? A huge bucket of toys. I make her get rid of toys if she wants new toys. And can you tell she likes animals? Oh, you have more? You want me to show them more? You're not getting rid of this bird. These are expensive.
Right.
No way.
I would keep the bird.
Let me see this. Seriously, y'all want toys?
I would keep that
Just message
bird.
me. Zebras.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zebras. My Little Ponies. Another Moana dude.
No, put it in a small box.
Small box.
Yes.
Look, this one even has a braided. You don't want your slime?
Because too sticky.
Oh, we'll throw that away. We don't need that. Look at this. More. Aaron, you need toys for the boys? What else we got? She cut their hair. I used to do that when I was a kid. Look, these are expensive, Sky. These are those things, you know, at Michael's, and they're like anywhere from $7 to $15. These darn animals. I mean, she's got them all. I mean, she's got so many, and this is nothing. This big bucket. But I'm like, you got to get rid of toys, girl. Maybe we'll take it to Goodwill. But if anybody wants anything, let me know.
Did you hear me laugh about it?
I hear you laughing, Sky.
Yeah.
Seriously, so little
I don't want
cards.
this big bucket of toys.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
you don't want it.
No.
Do you have toys in your room? Look, she pops these. You don't want this, but you can get these at like Five Below, and she like gets them just to pop them. Here, throw that away. This is kind of cool. Can you see it? All right.
Mom, I'm sick.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're in New York?
I am a slipping fall.
All right, you're okay. All right. I just had my son's IEP meeting this past week. He's in 8th grade, and it was a terrible evaluation. I didn't even receive a copy of the IEP goals, and speech therapist only stood for 1 minute. Really? Here, take these.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks. 1 minute. I mean, I had the BCBA today. She talked for, which I will say, Connecticut does the VB map, and which is amazing. I mean, I know those people are out there that doesn't do ABA and all that shit, and I'm not one to push any one thing. I'm just saying that they did the VB map as far as like the evaluation and assessment portion, and it was awesome, and it was very detailed, and she was talking for a good hour. Speech therapists at minimum 30 minutes to go over their evaluations, and that's very rare, because they're going over their full evaluation that I've already requested, then they're answering my questions, and wow. New York is rough. I mean, rough. But there's ways around it. So you're more than welcome to message me. But that's why I've been MIA, guys, is I have 2 requests for due process and mediation to do. I'm not going to due process. But in the states that I can support my parents, I definitely will put things through. The goal is always mediation, but it is what it is, and we'll do what we got to do. And then I have 2 complaints, and then I had 2 timelines to do. Timelines are very important, which is something that I will be teaching, because a timeline gives, and believe it or not, y'all, when I say timeline, okay, I do a lot of research, all right? So I do research, and then I always copy and paste laws, all right? So if I say blah, I say, okay, here you go. Here's the law to support that, you know? So, and I'm big on that. And whatever state I'm doing, I will support it with their state laws and then the federal law. And states are different, you know, like when I became an advocate, you know, I couldn't just do it, you know, in every state. It took time to learn that stuff. You know, you're always going to learn, but you know, it takes time to understand how things are a little bit different. I mean, try playing with New York City and all their things that go on there. That is, if you can get that, you can get any state. Because that's just a cluster, you know what. So I also asked for some useful info on affordable swimming class and karate for kids in the spectrum, and the parent coordinator said to call my local lawyer. I mean, I can see that part, because that's not really educational, but you know, in regards to speech and, you know, the educational piece, can be hard. I get it. So Kim says, had an IEP meeting today, go over the evaluations, have one Monday to update IEP for next year, won't mail today, and I improved from the last one. They asked me who did I want to go first, and then after they talked and I asked all my questions, they asked who I wanted next. Good. Really, I don't give a shit who goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Just go, and I'll ask you questions as I go. This was the whole meeting. Monday will be interesting on how it will go, and Well, no. You're skipping a piece. Because if you went over evaluations today, all right, you don't go over goals next. They love to go over goals next after evaluations. That is not the proper way. No. So it is evaluations are done. Evaluations are reviewed. Okay. Present levels get put together completely. Okay. I never go by the last IEP or the last present levels. I don't care if the present levels were done 3 months ago. I don't care. We're redoing them all. All right. If we're redoing them, we're redoing them all. Okay. Now, if certain things didn't change, okay, cool. But I'm going to go through reading, writing, math, whatever is there. If things need to be added. And that's how it goes. Once those present levels are then put together from those evaluations, okay, and many things from the evaluations go into the present levels, then goals are created, because then you have your picture perfect outline of everything put together to then create goals. Because just because they wrote goals doesn't mean their goals are based on present levels. Because a lot of times I'll see goals put together that have nothing to do with any of the assessments that they just did. They just said the child has trouble doing this, this, and this, but then they have a goal. Let me tell you guys about this freaking goal that this, and I'm sorry, I am going to say this because it is the dumbest shit ever. All right. Rocco, stop. Anybody else have a dog who has allergies? He's got allergies driving me nuts. Okay. So this is just, okay. This is a dumb, I don't think she's a dumb speech therapist. I think she made it a dumb goal. All right. And that goal is that the child's going to learn to carry his AAC device around the school. Now, let's think about that for a second. Is that a daily living goal? No. Could it be? Sure. Do I really care if that's a goal? No. Do I really want to waste a goal on that? No. Does it just sound stupid? Yes. Now, do I want him to be able to walk around the school with the AAC device that took you guys a year, the speech therapist, that took you a year, to get the child the AAC device that you advised and recommended a year before? Took you a year to get him the AAC device, and then you want to put a goal in play for him to walk around the school with the AAC device. That's a speech goal. Now, I'm not going to say anything nasty about the speech therapist, but that is a dumb goal. Bad idea. All right. Not productive. Doesn't benefit the child at all. All right. That's something mom and dad can teach him. Okay. Don't throw the iPad. He hasn't even done that anyway, but okay. If just say hypothetically he was throwing the iPad or something. Okay. We'll have a behavior goal, but don't waste speech on a child who is nonverbal and waste a speech goal on, all right, let's take your iPad. Here's my iPad. All right, let's carry it. No, you don't have to make that a goal, people. Just have him carry his AAC device and he carries it around the school. It doesn't have to be a goal. It should be something that's just part of his day. Make goals that are productive, that is going to benefit them later. Think about it. If it was your child, would you want your child to have a goal of, hey, carry the AAC device around the whole school? No, you would expect the school staff to make sure that happened. And that's what we expect of you. That's right. I can show them that at home. That's right. Yes. All right. So, and I don't like dumb, like I said, dumb wasted goals. No. All right. Parents fight too hard. I fight too hard for good, solid goals that you have to work at. That speech therapist, how is she going to teach that child how to walk around the school with the freaking iPad? Come on. Lazy. I'm sorry. That's just lazy. That's lazy. All right. I don't know what y'all call it, but that's lazy. If you're the speech therapist and you're teaching a child who's nonverbal, I expect you to teach him everything that has to do with expressive, receptive, pragmatics, everything to do with the iPad, the AAC device, whether they have Proloquo to go or whatever it is, touch chat. You better teach them how to use it. And you better have taught everybody else that works with them how to use it too. That's what you should be doing, not teaching them how to walk around the school with the damn iPad. Oh my God, look, I'm getting all worked up on that one. Yeah, you can always request anything, all right? But make sure you can back it up, okay? So he gets 2 times a week at 30 minutes. Does he get group? Does he get individual? What does he get? They're sending a draft from today. Updated a couple things on things I've said. Ask them to make sure they label each one so I know. We'll definitely look over both of them. They did compliment the money when we did. Good. Good. Can we record? Okay. All right. For PT, they have my son pushing a shopping cart with 30 pounds because they said it's a career PT. Okay, so you tell them, no, I disagree with that goal. You're not allowed to do it. That's it. That's the stupidest shit ever. Hey, push around 30 pounds. I mean, that's just dumb. I mean, unless there's like, I don't know what your child's needs are, but pushing around a cart with 30 pounds, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter if you have a disability or you don't. I don't have a disability and I don't want to push around a cart with 30 pounds. My daughter had speech therapy or PT for a long time. She had low muscle tone and I wouldn't want her pushing around a 30-pound cart. That's just not productive to me. Like when I think about it, I'm like, what do I want for PT? I want, mobility. I want, if there's issues with walking up and down stairs, if, throwing a ball and having that coordination and motor control. Those are the things I look at, I definitely am not worried about them pushing 30 pounds, So those are the things that I look at. I look at more the safety with PT that has to do with like muscle coordination and tone, and that is going to affect them in the educational setting. And, don't let schools say to you, oh, that's medical. That's medical. That's low tone and that's medical. No, it's not medical. All right. Because if that medical affects them in the educational setting, then it becomes a school problem too. All right. So the school actually has to take on that problem. Now, if you take them on the outside, for that to work on the low muscle tone or whatever it is that they have, that's none of their business. Okay. So you don't have to have, all right. And we'll have a conversation about this in a different live, but you do not have to have your school district communicate with your outside therapies. Now, there's certain teams I'll say, hey, that would be a good thing to do. But there's some teams where I'm like, no way. You got to have some sort of trust there. And the minute you see that there isn't trust, you nix it quick. So, that's going to have to do with how you guys go about things and if you have that trust or if you don't, All right. Moved from New York to Georgia. What a big difference in services. I don't mean that in a good way. Have you worked for family? Yes, I have. I've worked in 48 states now. So, yeah. I've not worked in Alaska or Hawaii. So, yep. And there are some states like New Mexico. I've only worked there once. Yeah, there's certain states that I haven't, like Utah once, North Dakota, South, all those, it was like once, Um, but there's other places like California and New York and, um, gosh, Virginia, Maryland, Florida, Texas, um, Maine, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all the up and down the East Coast, basically, and over at the bottom, Louisiana and Georgia, and yeah, I've done it all. Then I've done that whole like West Coast, like Washington State, and California and Oregon. Oregon sucks, but yeah, so it's almost like that middle upper is scarce. Is that how you say it? And then like that western below the New Mexico area, all of those areas like slim to none. I don't hear from that much, but everywhere else is crazy busy. Tennessee, yeah, New York, hands down, New York. New York in order. My top 3 pains in the asses: New York, Pennsylvania, Oregon. That would be it. New York, Pennsylvania, Oregon, in that order. So, but they come around. But I think New York is always New York City, okay, not the other areas, but like they're just pain in the ass. It's not like that difficult. It's more that they don't want to change their ways. So that's where New York is a pain, where, Pennsylvania, they're just difficult, period. All right. So Pennsylvania could switch with New York. New York could be more the pain in the ass. Oregon, they're, they would still be my 3, but, yeah. Never had a problem with services. Yeah. We had to fight for what we wanted, but we never gave up. We got, yeah, that's it. So true. All right, guys. So membership's coming next month. That's where you're going to get me for 3 hours a month. All right. Yes, I have so many topics that we're going to do, but I'm really excited about, I can't wait to hear some of the recordings, like Kim, bring a recording, of an important part. I'm not going to have you play 3 hours, but, play enough to where we can give that input, or, different things like, then inputs given, you go and you do it and you come back and you feed the group, and it's that whole learning way that I wish I had. It's that support that we need as parents and as people and as human beings. And where if we fail, that we're not going to feel horrible. We're going to go back to the membership group. We're going to say, oh my God, this is what just happened. And we're going to have people on Zoom where we can physically talk to them. And it's not going to be a live like this, where I'm kind of answering questions. I have no clue who some people are, right? And also whoever it is that's Facebook user, by the way, make sure you click that link. Aaron, can you post that link? Where then I can see your picture. So, but I'm just excited about it because you're going to learn so much that you can go do and come back and say, I totally blew it. I didn't do it right. And then you get that feedback and that encouragement, and then you go do it again, or you can say, hey, listen to this person talk and what they said to me. What do I do? What do I say to that? So that's how I'm wanting to approach my membership, to where I'm the pickiest of picky as picky can be. All right. I'm that as a mother and just in general. And so how I look at it is like, what would I want? And I want to hear what you guys want. If you have ideas, I'm going to have a post. I want you to post everything. Give me ideas of what you think, and what are things that are going on right now that you have questions to, that you want a topic to be talked about. Because I think that's important, to make sure that your topics are talked about, to make sure that your concerns, that whatever it is that you're going through right now, is addressed. Okay. So I will talk to you guys soon. You said been recording meetings. Did Loom like you have? It's coming you very. Yes. I love it. Yes, we're going to have to catch up. All right, guys. So have a wonderful day. And stay tuned for the membership. I'm going to talk a lot about it. I'm going to post something so you can post stuff behind, underneath, so you can tell me what it is that you're going through, that, and I can make that a topic. And the best part, I know that you guys are looking forward to having a bunch of my stuff just at your fingertips. And then, of course, oh, I don't know how to use this. Okay, well, Raven's going to answer that for me. So yeah. So hopefully this helped you, gave you some tips and tricks of things that are going to be coming, and that you're going to have the support that you want and need, and pass this on to other parents, because I know that it's something that most of us want, and finally giving it, it's been a long time coming. I guess I've had a lot of fun just doing my IEP packages and, just keeping crazy busy, in IEP meetings. So with that said, we will go from there, and I will talk to you guys soon. I will probably go live one other time this week. And if you have any questions, make sure to message me, or message me on WhatsApp. I can post that underneath the Q&A or the comment section here, if you need to reach me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.